Hi everyone, I'm here outside the Robert L. Carruthers Learning Commons and Library. I'm going to take you guys inside and show you what there is to offer at our university library. This is the library's 24-hour room, which students can use for 24 hours a day. There's an entrance out there for when the library is closed. You just swipe your student ID and you can come in at all hours of the night. It's usually one of the most crowded rooms on the library first floor. So as you can see, there's just tables surrounding. There's longer tables over here and the square tables over here, and they have outlets. And there's also a cafe in here, which I'll show you if you come with me. So this is the cafe. It's called The Daily Grind. You can come in here. It's open these hours, not 24 hours, but there's vending machines for that. So this is the cafe. You could buy like lunch foods and snacks. Pretty much whenever there's coffee, you can get Red Bull. The infamous Raz Bull is sold here. Also, vending machines are 24 hours. And you know from my last video that I love the vending machines. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the rest. When you're a student on the URI campus, you get a RAM card, and with your RAM card, you could put money on it for like food, books, and also to use the printers here, you could use your RAM card. So if you need to put money on your card, you can come to one of these machines, insert your ID, insert the money, and the money will be loaded onto that. And the printers are located on all 3 floors. Also, the URI campus is very hygienic, so make sure to stay sanitized with the Purell stations around campus. This is the circulation desk. This is where you can come to get keys to rent out the study rooms, which are located on all 3 floors, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, but this is also where you could check out books or archives, whatever you need to check out from the library itself. This is a seating area, which is like comfortable couches, and this is all pretty new and updated. So this is just like, if you're not actually needing tables to do work, you could just sit here and lounge. And this is the new AI lab, which is the Artificial Intelligence Lab. It just opened in September of 2018. It's the first in the country that is inside a library. The New York Times did an article on it. Students can come in here. There's open lab time. It's for building robots. It's very new and one of its kind in the country inside a library. This is the active learning classroom, which is located on the first floor of the library. There's a class going on right now, but if you had a view of it, it's just a bunch of screens. The teaching center is at the middle, and there's round tables surrounding for group work and the projectors surrounding the room. So this is the active learning classroom on the first floor of the library. This area is like the learning commons area. There's just more tables you could sit at, and this is the first floor, so it's a lot more noisy, so better for doing group work, or if you just want to like hang out in between classes, you're better off being on the first floor because the library gets quieter as you move up. On the first floor, there's also a bunch of computers that you can use. You could just sit down at one, and they also are connected to the printer, so if you don't have a computer that you personally can print off of, you can use these and print your papers, as well as there's a computer lab right here, and you could take out markers to use for the whiteboards if you have to do a group assignment or studying. This is like a printing station. You could also like fax, copy, scan, so you could do like everything you could do if you don't have a printer at home. You could come here and use it. You just swipe your ID and it would come up from the computer that you used inside the library. This is the Info and Research Help Center, the help desk. Pretty much they can help you with research, citations, when you need to find like articles and catalogs, you can come here. This is the mastermind area of research in the library because there's so many books here, you're not going to be able to find them easily. You have to come here and ask. Okay, so this area is pretty much brand new. There's booths and tables that you could sit at to study. It's more of like a comfortable study area rather than just sitting like at a desk. You could like spread out and do like more comfortable studying. This area is more set up like cubicles, so if you wanted to like privately study, you could come here. There's also whiteboards that are on wheels that are like surrounding this area that you could get markers from the circulation table and do projects and studying here. There's also big study rooms located on this floor that I will show you in just a second. And this is one of like the big study rooms on the first floor. It's the presentation practice room, so you could take the key out at the circulation desk, but pretty much it's like a larger size room, like almost as big as like a small classroom, and you could come in here with your group projects, or you can come in here alone just to study, but there's whiteboards and there's like projectors, so you could fully practice a presentation in like a setting it would be if you were doing it in a classroom. And this room right here is like the technology help center. So like I said, if you have problems with your Sakai or your eCampus, you can come down here and they can help you fix all your technological problems. So this is the second floor, which is more of like a social floor. A lot of people come here in between classes to hang out, but also it is quieter than the first floor. But there's also the administrative offices on this floor as well. So if you need help with things in administration, you could come to these offices. So these are the administrative offices. So on the second floor, there's also study rooms, but these are way different than the ones we saw downstairs. These are like personal study rooms. So like I've done like Skype interviews or things like that inside these rooms, but they also have whiteboards and things like that you could still use it for studying in a group, but they're just a lot smaller. On this area of the second floor, it's a little bit quieter than over there. It's not as like social, but these are like downstairs, there's like couches and chairs that you could like relax at, but also still doing work. And then there's like a table against the windows. You could have a great view while studying of the beautiful URI campus. So now we're at the third floor of the library, which is the quiet study floor. So I'm gonna be a little bit quieter when I go in here, but I'll still show you what's up here. Every floor has a lot of books and archives, so as you can see, each floor has a ton of that. This is the Galanti Lounge, which as you can see, there's like a workshop or something going on in there, but a lot of times there is like initiations to like academic fraternities that go on in here. I've seen some of those, and this floor is also like the quieter floor. I'm kind of being loud for being up here, but there's also just a lot of books and study spots. During finals, this tends to get like really full because a lot of people want like a very quiet space to study. Okay, so also surrounding all parts of the library, especially on the third floor, there are these little cubicles that you could sit at to do personal work without being distracted by other people, but also not being in a study room. And that's pretty much the most basic tour of the URI Library I can give you guys. If you want to see more in depth of what it has to offer, you can come in here yourself and take a look, but I would be in here for 3 days if I wanted to show you guys that. So that's all for today's video. Make sure to stay on watch for the next one. I'll show you what else the URI campus has to offer.